A single policy shift can feel like a tectonic plate sliding under Wall Street. Companies in the spotlight, while yesterday's darlings scramble. Trump's style of policymaking isn't gentle. It's like swinging a baseball bat through a china shop. The survivors are worth watching. Picture 3 giant doors opening. Behind the first, you've got defense. Behind the second, energy. And behind the third, crypto. All 3 sectors are getting special treatment under Trump's new economic vision. ETFs tied to these could be in for a wild ride. When a government decides to pump billions into defense, that changes the rules of the game. It's not just about individual companies, it's entire ecosystems. ETFs are the cheat code. Instead of gambling on a single company, you spread your bet across the whole arena. If the sector rises, you rise with it. Defense spending under Trump isn't new. Back in his first term, budgets ballooned. This time, the rhetoric is louder, aimed at modernization. They call it modernization, but it means let's build shinier, scarier toys. Fighter jets, drones, hypersonic missiles, cyber defense programs. The shopping list is long. Funds that scoop up defense contractors and aerospace firms are looking tastier than ever. The Global X Defense Tech ETF is a buffet of companies thriving on Pentagon contracts. Each new missile contract, drone program, and cyber defense rollout isn't just a headline. It's potential rocket fuel for this ETF's performance. Defense is no longer just bullets and tanks. The battlefield is digital. AI, cybersecurity, and autonomous systems are becoming central to strategy. Tomorrow's military budget will look less like steel warehouses and more like lines of code to outsmart hackers. This evolution widens the profit net. Investors should consider ETFs, blending traditional defense contractors with cutting-edge tech players. These could be powerful performers in future military spending cycles. But wait, defense is only half the fireworks. Under Trump's new rules, it's back to oil, gas, drilling rights, and even nuclear. Think rigs, pipelines, and reactors instead of windmills and sunbeams. ETFs built around exploration and production companies could see serious upside. Picture the iShares U.S. Oil and Gas Exploration and Production ETF. Buying in is like owning a tiny slice of the drill bit every time it hits shale. Fewer red tape headaches mean more projects. Nuclear is back on the table. Trump's playbook includes support for small modular reactors, fresh uranium mining, and a friendlier regulatory path. Funds like the Global X Uranium ETF start looking less like niche curiosities and more like the kid at the party who everyone ignored. While fossil fuels and nuclear bask in new policies, renewable energy ETFs struggle. The subsidies that made solar and wind thrive are being rolled back. Funds filled with clean energy companies might find themselves running uphill with no tailwind. Under Trump, the energy market is about doubling down on traditional sources of power, shifting the spotlight and investment flow away from renewables. This shift doesn't mean renewables will vanish, but investment patterns will change significantly. Now let's swing open door number 3, crypto. Remember when Bitcoin was treated like that shady cousin nobody wanted to acknowledge at family dinners? Fast forward to today, and suddenly that cousin is carving the turkey. Under Trump's SEC, looser standards for commodity-based ETFs have been introduced. Translation: crypto ETFs can now multiply like rabbits. There's already buzz about new ETFs dedicated to the blue chips of crypto: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. The vibe has flipped from suspicion to embrace. Just a couple of years ago, crypto was banned or treated like waste by regulators. Now, ETFs with top tokens are ready to trade beside boring funds. It's like being handed a safer, more regulated on-ramp into what felt like the Wild West. No shady wallets, just click buy and boom, you're in. With deregulation back on the table, financial technology companies suddenly have room to breathe. The handcuffs come off. Innovation speeds up. ETFs like the ARK FinTech Innovation ETF could be positioned to ride that wave. It's not just about whether Bitcoin ticks up another 10%. It's about the ecosystem around digital finance expanding, legitimizing, and pulling in institutional money that used to laugh crypto out of the room. Every shiny new door has shadows behind it. Defense spending only works if Congress signs the checks, and political gridlock is never far away. One hack, one regulatory flip-flop, or one spectacular exchange collapse could knock the legs out from under even the most polished ETF. The smarter lens is this: it's a shift in probabilities, not a promise. Defense, energy, crypto, they all have stronger tailwinds now, but they're still flying through stormy skies. For investors, that means opportunity, yes, but also turbulence. And if you're going to step through these doors, you better keep your seatbelt fastened. We've walked through the three big doors: defense, energy, and crypto, and the ETFs lined up behind them. Every policy shift comes with ripple effects. When one sector gets a tailwind, another one usually takes a punch to the gut. That's how the market keeps balance. It's less of a straight line and more like a seesaw, where somebody always ends up in the air while the other side is eating dirt. Think about layering your exposure like a sandwich. The bread is broad market funds like an S&P 500 ETF, giving you stability. Instead of drowning it in defense or crypto, add smaller slices of thematic ETFs for flavor without overwhelming your portfolio. For example, peel off a slice for the Global X Defense Tech ETF. If defense spending ramps up, you're set, but it won't drag down your entire portfolio if it doesn't. You might also carve out a sleeve for the iShares US Oil and Gas ETF. Capture the upside with energy investments while your core holdings stay stable. By layering your portfolio this way, you gain upside potential without risking everything on one bet. Maintain a reliable base. And then there's crypto, the wild card at the table. It's tempting to go heavy because the headlines are deafening. Remember, this is still the most unpredictable kid on the block. The idea of a crypto blue chip ETF spreads risk across established tokens. A small position gives you exposure to potential gains, but also safeguards against major losses from market volatility. Timing is crucial. Policies don't impact markets overnight. They roll out in messy, bureaucratic steps. Investors often jump in early, but real money flows when policies take effect. So patience matters. Watching for confirmations, like contracts awarded or new permits, can mean the difference between success and failure. Politics are unpredictable. A single tweet or lawsuit can slam the brakes on investment themes. Don't bet your portfolio on Trump's policies. Think of ETFs as chess pieces. Some are pawns. They move slow, steady. Others are knights. They zigzag and surprise you. Defense, energy, and crypto, they're your knights. Having them in the right spots makes the whole board work better. Half the fun of investing in ETFs is watching how the market reacts to headlines. It's like a political drama. Did Trump announce new military contracts? Defense ETFs trend. Did the SEC approve a new ETF? Bitcoin ETFs jump. What Trump's policies are really doing is reshuffling where the opportunities lie. They're redirecting money flows. One sector's gain is another's loss. If you can see that shift before everyone else, you've got the edge. Tilt your sails where the wind is blowing, but don't cut off your anchor. Let defense ETFs give you exposure to military spending. But keep your broad funds, because long-term stability beats short-term hype every time. Politics is cyclical. What's hot under Trump could cool fast under the next administration. Betting everything on today's policies without a plan for tomorrow is risky. All right, let's wrap this up. Some ETFs are about to enjoy tailwinds so strong, it'll feel like they strapped on jet engines. Others are about to get smacked with headwinds that turn their growth dreams into survival games. The trick isn't to panic or chase shiny objects. It's to recognize where the wind is blowing. Don't just watch the tickers, watch the policies. The market doesn't move on numbers alone. It moves on stories. Right now, Trump's policies are the biggest story in town. Hit subscribe and drop a like. And tell me which ETF you think is about to win or flop under Trump's new rules.